Perfect, perfect. So, yeah, angels. Hebrews 1 verse 14 talks about are not all. Let me pen. Why is it not doing? Okay, boom. Yep. So Hebrews 1, chapter 1, verse 14 talks about are not all angels ministering spirits. The next verse I want to go over is this is my favorite one. It is Psalms 91:11. Psalms 91:11. And I want to really break this thing down so that you would know that it's angels always with you, always around you. And Psalms 91:11, it says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lions and the cobras. You will trample the great lion and the serpent." Now, let's go back and break this thing down. He said, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Just that piece right there, just the all. To guard you in all your ways. That means every single thing that you do, there's angels involved to guard you in all your ways. So you would not strike your foot against a stone. Have you ever been in an accident that looked like you don't know how you made it, and the angels was there covering you? Have you ever seen accidents that was around you? Angels had you covered. Have you ever went outside, your tire flat today, and you like, I don't know how my tire flat, and you realize that your tire was some. What I learned to do when things are delayed and I'm not on time for something, everything has happened. Honestly, y'all, the first thing I start to think about when I'm like, oh, this stuff just keep happening today and it's delaying me from getting somewhere. I said, okay, it's something that the Lord does not want me to run into for my protection. I've had an angel to lock my door on my vehicle. I won't talk about the story because this is recorded. And but I've had angels to lock my door because of a place that I was going that witches was at. And I couldn't figure out, I knew that it was impossible for that vehicle that I was driving for me to lock the door on it. So yeah, I could say, well, I know that I didn't lock that door. And I was like, of all days, why does this door, knowing that I had to be somewhere, why did this door lock? And I couldn't understand it. I was late to where I was supposed to went. And a couple of days later, the Lord revealed to me that He had angels to lock my door. And because if not, where I was at, they was actually doing rituals, and it was a portal open there for witches. And the Lord locked my door, and I missed that part of the of it. And the Lord literally revealed it to me a couple of days after. So He would send angels to guard you in all your ways, so you would not strike your foot against a stone. You would tread upon the lions and the cobras. You would trample the great lions and the serpent. If you trust that Psalms 91:11 is true, the Lord, you don't have to worry about nothing. Because the Lord said, oh, I got my angels around me that's protecting me to guard me. I acknowledge angels. Even though I can't see them, I've have seen, but even though I can't constantly see them, I acknowledge that their presence around. I can tell when their presence around because I've learned, and that's why it's important for people to have great spiritual leaders that have experience and their eyes are more open to the spirit realm to teach you. Each of y'all have had encounters with angels. and may not even knew, didn't even understand that that's what that was. But he said he would command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways so you would not strike your foot against a stone. That's the same reason. If that's the case, if he have angels concerning us to guard us in all ways, there's also a demonic realm that is trying to war against us. But we have angels encamped around us. That's why whenever I pray, I say, Lord, send a hedge of protection of angels around me, over me, and under me to protect me. And we are in the times now where there is a lot of spiritual warfare. And the key to not falling into those traps is to continue to recite Psalms 91 over your life. Say, I will command my angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways, so you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the lions and the cobras. You want to know something? Tread upon the lions and the cobras. Those are demons that's on the ground. So it can be symbolic for things that are on the ground, things that are here on earth, different snakes, and different types of spirits. The same way that Jesus is the Lion of Judah, understand that the devil is perverted everything that who Jesus is. That's why they said the enemy can come in like in sheep's clothing. Or he'll come like a roaring lion looking for who he could devour. In the same way that Jesus is the Lion of Judah. So it's showing right there that you have to be careful, because the devil can come as an angel of light. And you have to have discernment and also be aware that who the Lord has around you to protect you in all of your ways. So angels come to protect you. Angels come to feed you, to give you wisdom, to give you knowledge. Angels come to teach you the word. There's different types of angels. Angels of the Lord. When Moses and Elijah was taken up, their angel came back and ministered to Jesus on the Mount of Transfiguration. They came to teach Jesus things about the Old Testament, because that had to be fulfilled. And you notice that it was right after he got baptized. Jesus went through everything we went through. So angels will come and teach you things. They come and use this in dreams, in vision, literally come to you and teach you. So it's important to just be aware that they're there. That's Psalms 91:11. And we on Zoom too, y'all. So y'all could definitely feel free to unmute, to ask questions, to share. Definitely feel free. Now let's go to Matthews 4:11. Matthews 4:11. I'm gonna try to drop each one of these in here as we go, so that y'all are having. Matthews 4:11. At your lowest times, the Lord has sent angels to comfort you. When you needed them the most, the Lord has sent angels to protect you. Matthews 4:11 is a clear sign. Matthews 4:11 is a clear sign of that. And it said in Matthews 4:11 Then the devil fled. Oh no, that's the wrong. Yeah, that's the right one, just the wrong on my end. It says, then the devil left him, and behold, angels came and ministered to him. This is Jesus, y'all. Why did Jesus need angels to come and minister to him? See, I'm gonna tell you, one thing, about God is so sovereign. God is so stand on his word that there's structure in heaven. And what a lot of people fail to realize, we know that God can do anything that he wants, but he's fair. So there's ranking in the heavenly realms. Everything, if you look at Jesus, look how humble he was. He had to go through everything that we went through. He had to be taught, sent Moses and Elijah to come and teach him things. He was so weak that God had to send angels to attend to him. So if God is a God of can do anything, one thing about God don't go back on his word. No, I won't say, I say this. His purpose is always go forward, because there are times where Moses pleaded with the Lord, don't do this to the Israelites. And he said, okay, just because you said, Moses, my boy, I looked out for you. But his purpose didn't change. God's purpose did not change. And there's order in the heavenly. This is why he made covenants. That's why when he flooded the world, he made the rainbow, and that was his covenant with Noah, that he would never flood the world again by water. That was a reminder to him that, you know what, even though he's God, he's not going to go back on what he said. This is his covenant to remember. To remember these things. There was angels helping Noah to create the ark. It was angelic presence to help him. Had to be. Angels went and gathered the animals. Angels are here to assist us. They assisted Jesus. Then the devil left him, and behold, angels came and ministered to him. In other translation, it said attended to him. When you down, when all of a sudden you just like, man, I feel better now. You're like, Lord, help me. You pray, and you're like, Lord, help me. Angels come and take your prayers up to the Lord. That's why the Bible says, don't go to sleep mad at your spouse or your brothers or sister. I'm paraphrasing. It's because the angels come at the end of the night when the angelic realm open. He takes the prayers back to the Lord. That's what that means. That's why I said don't go to bed angry, because you want to have good conscience while you're sleep. You want your prayers to go up. That's why we pray at night, so the angels can take our prayers up to the Lord. In Revelation, the angels bought it was something he bought with it that carried all the prayers of ours. Angels bought that and presented that to God. So angels are always involved in everything that we do here on earth. Always, always. What else? Let's go to First Kings. Let's go to First Kings 19, verse 5 through 6. First Kings 19, verse 5 through 6. I told y'all the angels can come and bring you food. That's what Elijah. Then he laid down under a bush and fell asleep. All at once, an angel touched him and said, "Get up and eat." He looked around, and there by his head was some bread baked over hot coals and a jar of water. He ate and drank, and then he laid down again. He ate and drank. So that means angels came and bought Elijah food. And after he bought that day, he went in the wilderness. He went, I think he fasted for 40 days. Let me see. Let me see which one it is. What verse is it? That was the last thing he did when he after they came and he went out for 40 days and 40 nights. But he fell asleep, and angels spoke to him, came and said, "Get up and eat," touched him. Tell y'all another story. I was last year, November the 1st, I was tired, I was driving. This is the first time I had an open vision. I mean, I'm completely woke, and an angel visited me. I was driving, and I pulled over. I was tired, and I took a nap. And I probably took a nap for about 10 minutes. And I was asleep, and I was woken up. I've been woken up before by angels, so I knew that it was something that was waking me up, because it was just like something just. It ain't the same type of touch as like somebody shaking you. It's just a touch that like to wake you up. Like it was like an alarming touch, but it wasn't scary. But I knew that an angel had woke me up. It's not. I'm telling you, an angel if you've been had encounters like this, it will wake you up. And it's not like a human wake up. It's just like a wake up. And you can it's like you could I can't even explain the feeling of how it feels. It ain't like touching and wake up. See? There you go, TL. See? That's my witch. She know I ain't capping. She know I ain't capping. It's a different type of touch. It's a different type of wake up. Angel woke me up. So I woke up, and I'm in my truck, and I look around. I'm still tired. Then I doze back off for about 5 more minutes, and I get another wake up. I said, "Lord, what is this?" And when you first wake up, I'm like, "Lord, what is this? Like, what's going on?" At that very next moment, I closed my eyes again, and when I closed my eyes, a seraphim angel appeared in a vision. I'm woke, but my eyes, right behind my eyelids, a seraphim angel with the eyeball in the middle and 6 wings appeared with the 7 spirits of God glorifying and God's glory all around it. And it looked like a motion picture. That was the first time I had an open vision. That type of open vision. I mean, that I can literally see it like vivid, like I'm looking at y'all. The vision was like that, but it was just behind my eyelids. I'm woke. Just imagine you close your eye and I'm talking to you, but I'm woke, and so it's like I close my natural eyes and my spiritual eyes open. And it was a seraphim angel. It was just there. It was just like it was just floating in the air that was right in front of me. I'm looking directly out the window, and it was an angel. It was a seraphim angel just floating there with the 7 spirits of God. This was deep. This was November the 1st. Yep, absolutely. Yep, literally. That was the first time I had that type of open vision, and like literally seeing it with my natural eyes, but it was through my spiritual lenses to actually see it. Like, And most of the time we be wanting to have encounters with angels. They don't come when you want them. That's what I realized. They don't come when you want them. But they came and they gave me strength, because after that, I ain't go. I was up. I don't know if they would give me strength or the fact that I was startled. That the fact that I was up the rest of the day. And it wasn't scary because it was a vision versus it wasn't scary. It was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. The biggest thing was me trying to register or wrap my mind around the fact that I saw it. Like, yo, this is real. Like, I'm looking at y'all faces up here. That's how it was. It was like a motion picture right behind my eyelids. And it was the seven spirits of God. And it was so beautiful. So beautiful. And I still been asking the Lord, what was that about? Because it didn't speak or anything. It was just there, floating in the air. It was just looking at one eyeball with the six wings, and around it was God's glory and the seven spirits of God around it. And this was November the 1st. I do know for a fact that I've grown so much spiritually and had so many more encounters since then. Like I said, this was November the 4th, 1st last year. So yeah, the Lord sends angels for that purpose. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Because they will come, I'm gonna tell you something about the spirit realm, and when angels come to speak to you, the spiritual realm is different from us. They don't have to fit in the spirit realm, you don't have to physically hear somebody talk. It's like downloads of knowing. Like, the Lord can give me a whole download of a book and I ain't gotta read it. Just like how dreams is mostly in your dreams, it's not about what you see a lot of times, it's about how you feel. Same thing with the spirit realm. Angels and stuff will come to you and speak to you, and they don't have to physically come out their mouth and say nothing. It's like a download in your spirit. It's a download in your spirit. Let's see where we at now. Okay. Boom. So let's talk a little bit. So we said we talked a little bit about how their purposes, which is they can come and give you strength. They come to protect you. They come to give you wisdom. If you're prophesying, usually it's an angel involved. The angel of the Lord that's coming to give you that wisdom, to give you that word of knowledge. And it's an angel right here now in my room. How I know? My whole leg, my whole left leg right now just got a whole tingling sensation right then. And I was not expecting that. Right now my whole leg is tingling. Like a massage. If you ever been touched I'm gonna tell you how and if those that have had angelic experiences, have you ever had like a massage? They touch my head all the time, but right then they just touch my left leg. I mean my right leg. And it's just like a massage. My whole leg. My whole leg just was just a massage right then. It's crazy. So they're happy that we are acknowledging them. And you can take these notes down so you can start to be aware of certain things. With me, when angels touch me, it's usually when it's a touch, it's usually like a massage. Like if you take a massage, you know how like you go and put the little massage and it vibrate. That's how it is usually when it's an angel touch on me personally, because it would just touch my whole leg like a whole massage vibration, and it's soft. Usually they do touch my. I don't know. That don't happen often right there, and just what happened, just touch my leg. But they usually touch my head, and then it's like a massage. Like, have y'all ever had times where you felt things like something touch you? Like, usually they touch and massage the top of my head. I get that all the time. Like, all the time. It's like just touch the top of my head. And it's like a massage. And it feels just, I mean, it feels like a massage. Another way that you can tell when you are in the presence of angelic experiences is your body will react when an angelic presence around. There's times you could be praying and the anointing to come across you, and the anointing come across you, all of a sudden you just get this tingling. The angel of the Lord is in the room. The angel of the Lord is in the room. Um, there's time when you might be all of a sudden you might be in worship and you set on fire. The angels of the Lord is in the room. The first time I caught on fire, I was talking to Miss Griffin, Keidra, and the Lord gave me a word for her, and all of a sudden my body caught on fire. That's the first time my body caught on fire, which my spiritual mother told me it's full anointing, and it's also the presence of an angelic presence. My whole body caught on fire from my head to the bottom of my feet. I was on fire. And all I did was give her one word that the Lord told me. And I was like, wow. I said, I'm on fire. That only happened, I want to say 2 more times after that. A lady, we was on a session, on a healing and deliverance session. And the Lord already had spoke to me about this lady, to that he had a word for, but I didn't even say anything then. And she came on the call probably about 10 minutes later. And like she wanted said, did anybody feel encouraged to pray for me? I came off mute so fast because the Lord had already highlighted her. And it's crazy that I didn't even know the Lord had already highlighted her. And I said, I will. And the moment I came off mute, I caught on fire again. And I prayed and when I caught on fire, she caught on fire. As soon as I caught on fire, she caught on fire. And I knew that she was healed and the anointing had flowed to her. As soon as I caught, literally caught whole body caught on fire. As soon as she said, anybody feel that they could pray for me, I'm dealing with this. I came off mute so fast. I said, I do. The Lord gave me a word for you a while ago. As soon as that happened, I caught on fire. And the thing is, I caught on fire, but I didn't tell her I caught on fire. She said, ooh, I'm on fire. I said, I know you is, because I am. I didn't even mention that I was on fire. She said, ooh, I am on fire right now. So I knew that my word that the Lord had spoke to me was for her healing. And and this is how I learned. See, this is the Lord taught me this. The Holy Spirit taught me this. How you can tell when somebody's healing is being released if you're like on fire, and as the healing as it starts to soothe, and you can tell when it transferred to them. And I'm like, hey, there you go. Because I hear my spiritual mother talking about, there you go. She could feel it. You can feel it. It's just like you could just feel it coming out to you, the virtue. And there's angels that's called virtue angels. Angels of virtue. One of the 9 angels, which there are other angelic beings. There's a difference between angelic beings and actual angels. Angelic beings can be orbs. I tell y'all all the time, especially the people I talk to all the time. Orbs, I see orbs, flashes of light. That's another thing. If you catch flashes of light, there's probably angelic presence around you. Absolutely. Flashes of light. I see it all the time in my apartment. I could be on the call and flashes of light be flashing everywhere. I was on the phone with Keidra about last month, and we was talking, and all of a sudden a vapor, angelic being appeared right here in front of me. Where I'm sitting at right now, it appeared right here. And I was like, whoa, I'm talking to her. I could tell she knew like something was up because I got quiet for a second. I couldn't grasp, I couldn't even like come out because I seen it. it won't like the flashes of light that I normally see. It happened and it stayed for about a quick 2 seconds. It was enough for me to grasp and it looked just like a vapor. So sometimes you might see, and I give you an example what that one particular orb, let's see, for angel of light. Angels are angels of light. So they always like lightning most of the time, especially when it's angelic presence. Um, it looked like if you ever seen me riding down the road and it's hot outside and then the vapors all coming off the road because it's hot. That's what that one actually did. It appeared to me right here, right over here. I said, yo, like I'm on a phone, like I said, listen, an angel just an angelic being just appeared right here at where I'm at. How do you we're gonna get into how did they come? I'm gonna be real. Angels are angels of light. That means the more holy you become, the more you pressing into the Lord and doing His will and dying to the flesh, dying to the things of the flesh, the more they're going to come around. You probably don't see them as much, and they're not going to be in. They're not going to be around when you just living. They're God's grace, because God's always had grace on me. But for you to start seeing them, you got to start living a certain type of way. That's as simple as that. Most people that do get to see them when they ain't living a certain type of way, is that they're coming to the Lord is coming to let you know that there's something radical got to happen, that something radical to happen to change you. My first time I had an angel, I was locked up. I was facing life in prison. 2010, 2011, I was in my cell and I was praying. I was on the floor praying. I'm the only one in my cell, and an angel came and spoke to me in my left ear audibly. My whole body shook. That's the only time I ever had a fear. That was the fear of the Lord. That literally fear of the Lord. I felt like Ezekiel falling straight face first to the ground. I've never had fear like that ever since. They brought the fear of the Lord. I didn't even look. It was the fact that the angel spoke audibly, like how I'm speaking to you in my ear, but the language that the angel spoke, I didn't understand it. It was just like a dream. You know how when you remember your dream? I knew what she said when she said it, but the moment she stopped talking, I didn't remember. That's how it was. So therefore, I don't remember what she said, but the message, it was. I said she. The angel. It was a pleasant. It was just a pleasant. It was a pleasant voice. It was the sweetest voice I ever heard in my life. I don't know if it was a female or a male. Somebody told me that they don't make female angels, but I mean, I know that presence, that voice was like I can't explain. If you ever been to here in the studio where some like to explain it, it was just it sounded like a I can't explain it. It was the most pleasant voice. It sounded like she was in the studio with the best sounding equipment. And I keep saying she because that's what it sounded like. And spoke to me audibly, and the fear of the Lord came on me, and I shook. I would not open my eyes. I was terrified. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. But I knew it was an angel. That's another thing about when angels visit you, or when certain things happen, is because they give you a knowing. It's a knowing that come with. I knew it was an angel. Same way when people that have experiences. Yep, absolutely, Tierra. Yeah, that's why I was like it sounded like it sounded like a female, but yeah, exactly. They don't. And I recently just learned it, honestly, y'all. But my experience, it was like it sounded like a woman, but it was the voice was that pleasant. It was so pleasant, and it brought the fear of the Lord. Wow, most pleasant voice ever. spoke audibly in my left ear, right here on my left side. And that was the first time that I had that encounter. I told my mom, I told all my friends about it. I knew the Lord was with me. Also then I remember I was fasting when I was locked up. And this is I didn't know nothing. The stuff that I know now, if I'd have knew back then, I could have did deliverance right there and blew everybody's mind in jail. Because there was a guy in there that suffered. He was he had got some bad drugs. And he walked around talking to himself. You know, people really locked up picking, just man, you know how you see different addicts walking down the road talking to themselves. That's what this guy was. And he was there a while. And I was on a fast this week, on this particular week. And like I said, if I knew what I knew now, I could have delivered him. And he was a mute. He couldn't talk. He said words every now and then. But you looking at that now, you in the natural, people will look at him like, oh, he just got some bad drugs. He crazy out of his mind. But it was a demon possessing him. How I know? I was fasting this day. We had a prayer circle. All of us in the prayer circle. In this was 2011, and we're in the prayer circle, and we hold the hands. And he's just walking around because you could walk around the whole block, just to get exercise. He walking around talking to himself. And I said, "Hey, you want to come pray with us?" When he looked, when I say you want to come pray with us, his whole face transfigured. And he said, the demon in his face said, "No, no." And I'm like, I'm looking at him, but I'm looking at everybody else that was in the circle with me. They didn't see it. I saw it. He said, but to them, he was just doing like this, like no. He was like no. But what I saw a demon come out of his face. It's just like out of his skin, and it just said no, no, no. And I looked at the people that's in the circle that with me praying with me. They didn't see it. I saw it in the spirit. I saw it with my natural eyes though. So, but I didn't know what I didn't know what I know now. I didn't even think that the severity of my calling then. If I would have knew what I knew now, I would have been knew that I was a seer. And I could see things. Even the angels. All now I understand. This was 2011, y'all. The Lord didn't start training me up in the prophetic until the last 4.5 years. It's been 4.5 years that He started training me, and really the last year that I really knew who I was to the Lord and to the kingdom. But I was being trained to hear the voice of God, and the Lord took me back, rewind my whole life, and started showing me different encounters that I had with Him. That I started to have with Him. But then, like I said, that happened. I was fasting. I was in the spirit. His whole face transfigured. It was a demon that was possessing him. If I knew what I knew now, he'll be free right now. I don't even remember his name or what he looked like. But he would definitely be free right now. Because one thing about healing and deliverance, if you can see it in the spirit, you can set them free. Because I could have easily if I knew what I knew now, I could have easily told that demon to come out of them. Because one thing about a demon, if they expose themselves, you already got victory over. So that's a healing and deliverance tip. If they expose themselves, you already got victory over them. So a lot of demons are hide, and that you won't even be able to know. But if they manifest and you can see it in the spirit, you can set them free. And really, that was discernment allowing me to be able to see that. I was able to discern and saw it in the spirit. I saw it on his face. If I knew what I knew now, I could have commanded that demon to come out, and I probably they would have locked the whole block down. But we live and we learn. But the Lord, but what that did, the Lord showed me. He rewind and showed me things that happened over my life, so that I know how to go forward when I see it again. That's why it's important for us to be able to discern the spirits, so that we can see in the spirit. We can see in the spirit. If you see somebody in a wheelchair, 9 times out of 10, the Lord is going to show you. You're going to see with your spiritual eyes that his pythons might be wrapped around that person's leg, or another spirit that's in another demonic spirit that's in a wheelchair right beside it that's controlling that person. So if I can see that in the spirit, I can cast it out. This is why our spiritual eyes got to be trained, and we got to spend time with the Lord, meditation and waiting on God so He can reveal things, so our eyes can be open to the realms of the spirit. But it comes with a price, and what is that price? Is consecration, us living holy lives, living righteous lives, watching what we do, watching what we watch, watching the things that we indulge in. And I know that was a little bit off the subject of angels, but I mean, yeah, it does still equate to that. So the next thing, let me see what note was the last note I put in here. What was the last? The crazy thing is, y'all, I done had so many encounters that some of them I really forget because you don't realize even when you living in the world, you don't realize a lot of people that's in the world that don't live holy have encounters every day, but their spiritual eyes ain't open for them to see it. That's why I said God took me back and I started seeing things that like that. I didn't even know that was an encounter. Everything I didn't know the severity of what God was trying to show me because I was still in the world. Now, when the angel visited me in my cell, I was really getting on track. I was in the spirit all the time, but I still didn't understand. I didn't have nobody teach me anything about the spirit realm or how God's speaking to me. And I didn't have people to teach me these things. And the Holy Spirit over the last few years, the Holy Spirit taught me a lot of things. But the Holy Spirit will send a man to teach you, to equip you, to help you to really go to the next level in your spirituality. And like even right now, I know the Lord is speaking to me about Jessica on this call. Jessica feels like such a relief now that there's other people that have the encounters that she's had over her lifetime. So no, you're not crazy at all. And the Lord is revealing that to me now, that you've had encounters over your life, and where He's taking you now, there's other people that has had those same encounters that you've had. Maybe not to that extent, but you probably have had encounters with the Lord or different things that you didn't feel comfortable with explaining to someone because there wasn't people around to actually explain them to. And you're not here for just by accident. You're here because the Lord needed you to hear this and the things that He's going to be showing you in the months to come, and even the years. So I hope that that helps you as well. One of the next things that I want to talk about is where is this at? Why did I got all these notes bunched up like this? Okay, so we're gonna go to Second Kings 6 through 15 because I want to pray that the Lord open y'all eyes to the realms of the spirit, that we can start to walk in what the Lord has for us. In Second Kings chapter 6, verse 15 through let me put this in here and make sure I ain't already dropped it in there. Okay. So then he lay out the bush. Let me see what's the next one. Okay, so yeah, let me put this last one in. Yeah. So that y'all had that Second King. I love these types of subjects, you know. And it was a long time I was quiet, y'all, because I was like, yo, folks gonna think I'm crazy. But when the Lord started doing his big one in your life, what other people think don't even matter. Because one thing about it, when it's the Lord that's sending you, He gonna back it up. You ain't gotta stand on business because He gonna stand on business for you. He gonna stand on business for you. So 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 15 to 17. When the servant, the man of God, got up and went out early in the next morning, an army with horses and chariots had surrounded the city. Oh no, my lord, what shall we do? The servant asked. Don't be afraid, the prophet answered. Those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Elisha prayed, open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So the Lord, so this servant, fear. This is what the devil wants you to do. The devil wants you to fear angelic presence. The devil wants you to fear the power of God, because fear will drive out things of the spirit, and then you won't be able to grasp the concept. You'll be so scared of everything. When God is a God, not a God of fear. But this servant came to Elijah, saw there was chariots around them, all these different things, and he was scared. He said, no, my Lord, oh Lord, they all around us. And Elijah said, it's cool, because it's more with us than with them. And the Lord prayed, and Elisha prayed, Lord, open their eyes so that they may see. So that's what I'm praying now, that the Lord open your eyes so that you can see in the realms of the spirit, so that you can see the angelic hosts that are with you. And when he opened their eyes, when the Lord opened his eyes, he was able to see in the spirit and saw that it was chariots and horses of angelic presence around um, Elisha. I'm gonna give you another side note that helped as well. I wasn't gonna speak on this tonight, but this will help. Angels are angels of light. Angels are angels of light, so they are attracted to light. The more holy you become, the more they come to you. The second piece, and this is when I learned how to read the Bible. When it comes to your eyes being open to anything that you want to get good in, especially if you want to see angels. Psalms 119, 130. Psalms 119, 130. Let me drop that in here. Psalms 119. Drop that in there for y'all. Psalms 119, 130. It says, the inches of your word gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. The inches of thy word give it light. The inches of thy word give it light. You want to see angels? Read scriptures on angels. Because the interest of thy word, the interest of the word gives light to all situations. Gives understanding to the simple. The interest of thy word give it light. Angels are attracted to light. Just like how you see moths and bugs are attracted to light at the house. When you got your night light on outside, they are attracted the same way angels are attracted to light. So if you are living righteous, you are in the will of God, they're going to come around. They will reveal themselves to you. But first, you have to be open to the presence of them. You have to acknowledge them, that they're there, knowing that the Lord, wherever I go, the Lord has me surrounded, his angels walking with me. The more you acknowledge their presence, like honestly, y'all, I was not expecting to feel anything. My whole leg while ago just vibrated. Like I said, I've experienced it multiple times, so I know when it's angelic presence around. And they just massage my whole leg all the way down. The interest of thy word give it light. You want to see angels? Study all the scriptures on angels. Meditate on the word. The reason why a lot of believers don't engage in the realms of the spirit is because they don't meditate. There's biblical meditation. Biblical meditation is you praying and getting still. He will lead you by still waters. Get still. Stop worrying about what's going on in your life and just focus on Jesus. Focus on scripture. Psalms 91, Lord, he will command his angels concerning me to guard me in all of my ways, so I will not strike my foot against a stone. And what you're doing, you keep saying that verse over and over again. And all of a sudden, your imagination, you're going to see in the spirit, you're going to see that happening. Understand, this is prophetic teaching. Your imagination plays a big part of you seeing in the spirit, because your imagination is directly connected to your soul. But if your soul is polluted, you will see polluted things, everything that you're engaging with during life. And I was listening to the prophet the other day, and he said something that was key. Actually, I sent it um to the group. And these are the steps. It's we are a spirit with a soul possessing a body. We are spirit with a soul possessing a body. No, we are spirit possessing a soul and a body. That is the formula. And I've heard that. I put this in the group weeks, but I got the understanding of it the other day. And I want you to listen to this. We are spirit possessing a soul and a body. That is the way God wants us to be, because we're spirit led first. We're not led by the flesh. But when Adam and Eve ate the apple, we became body possessing a soul and a spirit. So now we are trying to get back to the spirit, our spiritual eyes open. But right now it's the opposite. We are body, soul, spirit. We should be spirit, soul, body. But with Adam and Eve at the apple, it became body, soul, spirit. And they are always constantly trying to get back to the spirit. That's why we're always constantly trying to get back to the garden before they ate. Our spiritual sight has to be open. So therefore, in order for us to get back to the spirit, we have to die to the flesh. That's what that means. We're dying to the flesh to get back to the spirit. The more we die to the flesh, our soul becomes unpolluted and it can intertwine with the way it's supposed to be in the spirit. This is how we are supposed to be. But y'all women, I ain't gonna do that to y'all. Greedy. Want to eat? I don't fail for the trip. We always want to please y'all women. we always fall. We always fall messing with y'all, boy. I tell you. But I just hate to say that mess with y'all. But I hope you understand that concept of we're supposed to be spirit led, spirit, soul, then body. But when they ate the apple, it became body, soul, then spirit, because we're trying to get back to the garden. The more we die to the flesh, the more our eyes become open. So the entrance of thy word give it light. The more we are in the word, it is giving light. And we are getting more and more back to the spirit. So what attracts angels is us spending time in the word and getting back to that. This is the same principle as if you want to walk in healing. Read scriptures on healing and deliverance. And I always recommend the gospels. Watching what Jesus did, watching his ways. If you watch Jesus' way, you study John, Matthew, Luke, and Mark, you're gonna learn about healing. Look at how he maneuvered through things. And that's how we get there. That's how we get there. If you want to move and you want to understand um things about covenants and stuff, study Abraham, study Moses. The interest of thy word give it light, so that you sharpen up that then you can start to have encounters. The Lord starts to train you, and that stuff start to manifest in your life, because that's what you're feeding yourself, and you're meditating on it. And then you go into the spirit realm. The spirit realm, like when you go to sleep at night and you start to dream, it's because you're in the spirit realm. You're actually more. And I heard the prophet speak about it the other night, and I understood it, but the way he was simple with it is, when we fall asleep and go to the dream realm, we're more alive than when we are right now when I'm physically talking. Because when I'm asleep, there's nothing that is hindering me from engaging in the spirit realm, and God can speak to us. You want to know how God is? Just think about your dreams, how they don't make sense, to us, to show you that, okay, God has a unique way of training us in things. So if you want to learn about covenants, read on covenants. Read Abraham. Study Abraham. Study Moses. If you want to study, if you want to learn about dreams and visions, Daniel. I always go to the book of Daniel, book of Ezekiel. If you are a prophet or called to the prophetic, or want to learn things about the prophetic, um, Revelations first, book of Revelation, then Ezekiel, then Daniel, and of course all the other prophets. But that order right there will open your eyes to the spirit realm. If you are called to the prophetic, or if you are a prophet, Revelation, because it opens your eyes, and the more you start to read it, the more it opens your eyes. Because if you read, when you first start reading, prophecy is the testimony of Jesus Christ. As soon as you start reading Revelation, it talks about this is the testimony of Jesus Christ. So if you are called to the office of a prophet, or you a prophet, or you're prophetic, study Revelation, study Ezekiel, and meditate on it. And then your eyes start to wake up. Your eyes start to open to the spirit, because now you are putting out everything that has polluted you. Like I was talking, I did a video the other day. Horror movies used to be my thing. I used to watch horror movies. I used to watch stuff that I don't need to be watching. I used to do a lot of stuff that I don't need. And the Lord is still delivering me, but a lot of stuff, the more I put away old things, the more my eyes become open. The interest of thy word give it light. That's Psalms 119, verse 130. The interest of your word gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. Understanding to the simple. That's what God means. Like in Matthew 18, 1-5, said the disciple said, "Who's the greatest in the kingdom of God?" He brought a little child up and said, he said, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Children are always meditating, because they ain't worried about that. They can always, their imagination is always open. That is your imagination is direct reflection of the prophetic, because once you get the things that are polluted out of your system, your eyes become open to what God is showing you. Then you can speak those things and then they come to pass. That's why you never mess with a child when they come up. They tell me they got friends, imaginary friends. They can see, or especially when you see little babies, they playing with different things in the air, because angels, they're seeing all, they see in the spirit. What happens is us start to plant our fears on them, and then they become more and more closer to the flesh and the soul. So, those are very important keys. And what it says right here, give understanding to the simple. It should be simple enough for a child to understand. We are the ones who make things complex. So you want to see angels, let your imagination roll, because what's going to happen is the more you're open to the awareness of them. When you walk, I got angels standing beside me. The more you believe that the Lord is going to start to open your eyes, and you're going to start to physically see Him in the physical. Also, you're seeing with your spiritual lenses, but you'll start to see Him in the physical. And then He will start to train you and teach you where they at, where they're stationed at. If you feel certain things, He'll start to teach you, and He'll send people that are to help you grow in that gift around you, to help you to grow in it. So yeah, this was not but the Lord speaking, because it's stuff that I didn't even know, that I know that He spoke tonight, that gave me revelation. Um, yeah, this is good. Y'all got anything? I ain't no time was flying. Like, y'all let me do all the talking. We supposed to be on Zoom talking together. Y'all got me doing all the talking. Y'all got me doing all the talking. How y'all feeling? I was spitting bars. Bars. Oh God was spitting bars through, because yeah, I can, like, these conversations are different. Like when I get on Zoom, I can um when I get on Zoom, it's different from when I get on live, because I'm more towards my gift. My gift from the Lord is to, and I don't talk because I could talk about it around y'all, because I have conversations with y'all, because I don't get caught all up in titles and stuff like that. I know who I'm called. My main office is a prophet, and my second gift is teaching, and that's very important what the Lord revealed to me, because there's different types of prophets, um, that can do different types of tasks. But the Lord revealed to me that, number one, I walk in the office, and I'm very new in it, so I don't even get caught. Like I said, I don't get caught up in titles, and because that's not one of the things that's on social media. But I let the Lord lead me, because my desire is to help people. And the more we help people, you won't have to never broadcast who you are. They'll start to see it in you. And one thing about the spirit will bear witness with the spirit. People that are like you will know who you are. And even those that don't know, they will know that you're different. And I'm thankful for the teaching gift, because it's very important. It's so many codes in the spirit that we can break. Like the Lord's been teaching me about covenants and altars, righteous altars and demonic altars and stuff like that. So that's going to be something that I've been teaching on prophetically. The Lord's been speaking to me, telling to equip the saints and how the saints to start to going back into the Old Testament. So we really need to get back into the Old Testament, because there are codes there to that we need for today. A lot of people say, "Oh, we're not under the law anymore," but there's still things there that we should be implementing. Especially when it comes to the spiritual realm, we got to know about covenants and breaking demonic covenants and demonic altars. Especially because all of y'all got the gift of healing and deliverance, so it's very important that we to start understanding Abraham and Moses, and one of the things that the Lord been nudging me to start learning about, the about Melchizedek. I haven't read. I heard one line about Melchizedek, but we're all priests and kings and queens. So the order of Melchizedek talks about the priesthood, and we're all priests. So yeah, but it's good to get into the Old Testament because what we're in right now, we need to be able to know how to break generational curses off our lives and others. We need to understand those things so that we can war in the spirit. We need to understand that angels are here to assist us because we need them in this hour that we're in. And we have to become aware of what's happening and us being open um to the spirit realm so that we can be able to really, it's deep, man. I'm telling you, Christians, we honestly as a whole we're way far behind because you got witches and warlocks can go right in the spirit and tear up some stuff. But we have the power and authority to overcome because we are the originators. Satan just polluted everything. But we have to be able to know how they do, what they do, why it's important for us to not fall into the traps of the enemy. By you getting upset, you can actually bring a curse on yourself because if let me start this recording because this is about angels. Yeah, I want to keep that recording there like that. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna talk about this for a quick second.